It's a Cinderella market. What's happening here in Halifax real estate? So Matt, I have talked a lot about the way our market is now. And I believe it's the Cinderella effect.
Okay.
That the buyer is looking for the perfect fit, and maybe the seller is still looking for the fairy tale of what our COVID pricing used to be.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that analogy?
I love that analogy. I didn't know where you were going from the seller's perspective, but that makes a lot of sense because there are certainly some people who I'll carry on and I'll say the clock struck 12 about 18 months ago, and the carriage turned back into a pumpkin in some cases, right?
It did.
And the pricing there is gone for a lot of sellers. That ability to kind of lever off of multiple offers and things is kind of gone now. So you're absolutely right, and buyers are being way more patient right now, trying to find that perfect fit for them. So
right.
It's a great analogy. I love
that. That's I don't know where I came up with that one, but because the way I see the market now. Back during COVID, you'd go in and I'd ask you, how much you're looking for. You're looking for 600. Okay, let's list at 419 or whatever, because you would get the price that you're looking for. Prior to that, okay, we're going to list at 600,000. Expect to get 97% of whatever our list price is, and that's what you get for an offer. And during COVID. You don't need to do anything to the house. We're good. Just leave it as is, just have it clean, and we're good. And now we're right back to where the market was, where you got to put your best foot forward. So at the office now, how are you, educating the agents to speak with sellers given the market that it is? Because some of them, never experienced that. They just experience the craze of, of COVID.
Yeah, you're bang on. It's back to pre-COVID for sure. And in fact, maybe even back to some of the conversations we would have had in 2013, 2014 about, preparing your seller for a longer relationship than you would have had certainly during COVID. Back then we were taking listings for 6 months at a time because it could take that long to sell.
Or our average,
longer. Our days on market on average was over 100 days for many years there, right? And so, when you start to think about that, it's a completely different process than what you've just described with respect to, here's where we're going to price it, we're going to accept offers for 4 or 5 days, and then we'll have it sold, right? And so, very much different, very different sort of training. To your point, there's a lot of people who got into the industry during that period in the last 2 or 3 years where it was put a price on and accept an offer. We're back to the, I would say, more traditional type of conversations that we would have had over the last, decades here in Nova Scotia about how to sell a house.
Absolutely. I remember when I first got in, I think we had 18 months of inventory.
Yep, absolutely.
And again, it was back in 2016, there was, as we mentioned before, there were 6,000 homes on the market. And there was only 50% selling, 50-ish. And now I would say for the past 3 years, we've had about 75% of the inventory selling. And if you're under, under 699, giddy up. I saw an agent the other day put a home up for sale in Hatchet Lake. 800,000 plus holding offers.
Interesting.
What are your thoughts? I don't see that happening. I mean, maybe in the West End.
Yeah, a bit of a risky move given that, you could have egg on your face when you have to go back and remove the holding offers portion of the listing agreement and now just be marketing it traditionally for one person comes in and hope to get an offer from them, right? So I don't know. The holding offers conversation is a difficult one, right? Unless you are pretty sure that you're going to have a property that's going to draw multiple sources of interest, I think it makes more sense to just kind of list it traditionally. And as people come in, accept offers. You're likely going to get the biggest flurry at the beginning anyway, which So, you might have the similar type of result, but I think you set yourself up for a little bit of a embarrassing moment if you're holding offers and none come in.
I agree. And I was doing a market analysis for property Oh, from the Armdale Rotary. And I'm looking at the prices, and one of the homes went 81,000 over asking.
Interesting. Yep.
But that's what the property is worth anyway.
Right.
When
Yeah.
it was listed
Yeah.
at 5 something and sold in the mid to high low sixes.
Yep.
So what's the advantage? I mean, so, and truth be told, when I'm looking at that, and so I think the seller got, I don't know, let's say 670, whatever.
Yep.
And when I looked at it and I compared it to others, I thought, wow, that's all you got?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I thought it should have rendered more money compared to the other products that sold in the same price point.
Yeah.
So who's educating the seller on that? Or if the seller is not choosing it, why are agents still going down that road?
I still think it's too risky a decision, right? And even at the peak of COVID, I didn't think that the underprice and draw an auction was the best way to go. I think that it's our responsibility always as sellers' representatives, agents, to give them an idea of where they should price their property to maximize the return on that big investment that people have, right?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, there are so many sources of information now about the housing market that sellers or potential sellers are exposed to, whether it's, HGTV or their neighbor, or they're reading it online, or social media, or whatever the case is, that they're gathering strategies that they want to employ. Sometimes the agent is competing with those to really advise their client. It's such a hyper-local business, right? And the neighborhood you just described is different than the one that's a half a kilometer west of there, right? And so I think that's why you need to lean on the expertise of your agent. Hopefully, the agents are giving good advice in that case, right? And not always, but for the most part, I think we have a good agent base here in the city. And so that's always my recommendation. Don't listen to what's going on in Los Angeles to try and make a decision for Armdale. That just doesn't make sense. Or even
Toronto market. Because in Alberta, they've picked up.
Totally.
But it's...
St. John, New Brunswick, actually. St. John, New Brunswick
crazy.
is still crazy right now in that way. 20, 30 offers on properties. And I never thought I'd say that about St. John, New Brunswick. So, yeah.
No, it is a regular market. I don't know if we'll get back to a balanced market, but I believe some price points are balanced.
I agree.
Just not the mall. And the again, if you are in the first time home buyer price point, you're going to do very well.
Yep, absolutely.
But I'm so glad it's not just me. Stop underpricing homes because you're not a hero.
I agree. I don't think I don't think it's the responsible way to handle the sale of someone's property at this point anymore.
No. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Absolutely, yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Well, Matt, thank you once again for
Always
coming in.
my pleasure.
I really appreciate your time.
Always my pleasure.
Thank you.
You bet.